Hi. So, I thought I would just do what the cool kids do and do multiple videos in a day, especially now that I've warmed up a little bit with my first one, and this one's kind of fresh on my mind, I guess. So I got this strange. I mean, I just started thinking about this turtle, and I mean, it just dropped in my brain. Like I don't even remember the context. It just was like this fully formed thing. So I got this parable, I guess, about a turtle, right? And like, let's say there was a turtle that, those plastic rings that are around beer cans and pop cans, soda cans. Um, I remember seeing a video where this turtle, as a baby, it got a plastic ring um, wrapped around it, and then as it grew, the ring was still there, and so it sort of became part of the turtle. And I can't remember if the shell grew over the ring or how that worked, but I remember that it impeded the way that a turtle would naturally develop because it had this ring around it. That, it was just in the ocean. No one took it off. No one saw the turtle. So it was discovered as this fully formed turtle with this strange uh, deformity from this ring. And I got a picture of that in my brain. And I just thought, like there's some people, it's like there's people like that in the spirit, or I guess it in the natural really. But, in the spirit it's like they've got this deformity from the way that they would usually grow or something. And uh, they got this ring around their turtle shell. And there's some people that go, that's disgusting. That's perverse. It's gross. Like you should not look like that. You should not. That's ugly. And obviously, that mindset is bad for a couple of reasons. Obviously, it lacks mercy, lacks compassion, maybe even understanding. We can throw that in there. But, mercy, it's not something, it's got some ugliness to it. The only real advantage it has to it is just um, recognizing that a turtle shouldn't look like that, which is an important thing to know. But most people, I think, know that. So it's just overall an ugly mindset that makes people bristle and whatever. So we shouldn't do that. But then on the other side, there tends to be an opposite in the other extreme where it's like we shouldn't judge the turtle. This is just how he was born, and we should just let the turtle be himself, however he feels he needs to be. And he's just one of many kind of turtle. There's all these types of turtles, and he's just one of many, and he's fine. And we're going to categorize him as, you know, a plastic. We're going to make up a term for him. A plastically enhanced turtle. That's what he is. We're going to make up our own term for him, and that's what's going on. And that obviously is also erroneous because, um, we don't need it. It's just it's overcompensation and uh, another extreme, to the point where you're just denying reality, and now you're just lying. Now you're just lying, and you're saying things that aren't true. And it doesn't matter if they're syrupy and sugary. It's don't say things that aren't true. My gosh, God hates liars. He hates very few things. It's like only 7 things, and one of them is lying. You should stay away from it. It's bad. It's not good. even if you're doing it to help somebody. Don't do that. It's not worth that. Um, so I think lately those are the two arguments that seem to prevail, for whatever reason, whatever's going on right now. That seems to be the age that we're living in, where you're either on one side or that side. Um, and but you shouldn't be taken in by either one. There should be a medium, between those two. And whatever type of person you are, you got to be able to see the good and bad in both approaches. And what helps you to see the good and bad in both approaches is knowing the truth, knowing reality, knowing the way that a turtle is supposed to look and function. And it would also help to know what a plastic ring is, and that's not a part of nature. And how that, it seems simplistic, seems like something that no one would trip over, but I think it's a parable for something that really does happen, where people are missing things, and then the people that are sort of in the middle are sort of seen as people who can't pick a side, and it's like, no, you're both wrong. I'm gonna pick both of your erroneous sides. I'm not a centrist. You're both wrong. So it's about getting as close to what it should be as possible, which is, I would choose, okay, this turtle had a deformity that he had no control over, and he's deformed, but we're not going to treat him any worse. He's probably going to need some patience in a couple of areas. There's things that he doesn't know that he should know, and there's things that he knows about that we don't, that are an asset. But more than likely, you're going to have more patience with that turtle than other turtles, and that's just how it is. And you're not going to do the best job. Sometimes you're going to maybe look at that turtle with a ring all in the middle of a shell, and it's going to make you nauseous to look at. And you're going to have to excuse yourself and not make the turtle feel bad. I mean, there's no part of it that's not messy. So I don't know if maybe that's part of the problem, is that no one's willing to get messy. So they're either just rejecting the turtle outright, or embracing the turtle full on without any discernment. I don't know. It's like people don't want to do any awkward, messy things. I don't know. But for the most part, I just see people making those big mistakes. And then another thing is, if you say, okay, well, if you try to do the thing where you don't acknowledge that the turtle is deformed, or you just say, well, and I mentioned this in the other video, but it's like, if you say, well, who's to say, who can say what a turtle should really look like? I mean, what is a turtle? What's a plastic ring? I mean, what do we don't know. This sort of inability to acknowledge that there is a way that things should be is not helpful. It's not open-minded. It's not abstract. It's not complex. It's just you denying simple things and taking things longer to figure out. So a lot of people like that approach, where it's just like, well, who can know and who can say? And it just seems very wise. It just seems like, I know enough to know that I don't know that much. And it's like, okay, well, we all know what a turtle looks like. Don't be stupid. Now you sound simple. So a lot of people make that mistake, or they choose that route. And then another route that's also bad, which is maybe the extreme of that one, is when somebody says, well, we need to fight for whoever did this to this turtle. Whoever did this to this turtle, we need to take our time and our resources. We need to find that bastard, and we need to kill him and get justice for this turtle, because Whoever did this awful, evil, malicious thing to this turtle and deformed him in such a way deserves to be killed. Okay. That's also wrong. Like, that's when it's time to say, well, who's to say and who knows and what can possibly be known. That's the time to be ignorant, because you have to be. Who knows who did that and when and how long ago? You're not going to be able to find, out of 6 billion people in the world, who left the plastic ring in the ocean to go around the turtle. You're not going to be able to pin that down. So that's when you need to let it go. That's when you need to just be like, we can't, who knows? Only God knows. That's when you say only God knows. Not when when we're trying to determine whether what happened is bad. Well, who knows? Only God knows if this is the way God meant the turtle to be like. We know that. We know he's not supposed to look like that. Well, we need to go out and find who's responsible. No, you can't know. That you don't need to do that. That's a God only job, obviously. And it seems obvious when you're talking about a turtle and a plastic thing, but I see people do this all the time. And it seems like I'm just being contrary. But it's like, no, it's like, it's so weird because it's just simple. It's a simple delineation between a turtle who's deformed and a turtle who's not. But for some reason, people get swayed this way and that on how they should respond to reality. It's like, no, we're not going to demonize the plastic ring. We're not going to demonize the turtle. We're not going to try to find who did it. And we're not going to try and embrace the turtle like nothing wrong with him. Like, how is this hard? Like, so I don't know. I just see a lot of modern things, and I know a lot of it's being manipulated that way and engineered that way for people to just pick these weirdo answers. But there is a right way to see things, and when you have the right way, it's not narrow. It's not narrow. It actually clarifies a lot, and it keeps people from spending time and energy. I mean, imagine if you went down the road of we need to find who's responsible. You would spend your entire life chasing down an anonymous human. And you know what? The devil would let you do that. He just lets you go down the rabbit hole and just chase humans down. It might even help you. Oh, I think it was him over there. Oh, I think it was him. It might have been him. He doesn't care. What has he got to do? Nothing. He thinks it's funny to watch you go around try to pin stuff on people. He thinks it's hilarious. You look ridiculous. So, and you wasted your time and your whatever. And, the real victim in this whole thing is the turtle. The turtle needs to know understand the context of what's going on with him. He needs to understand, like, no, you're not weird. That's just something bad happened. It's something that wasn't supposed to happen normally. Otherwise, you'd have been normal. And that's very sad. And I'm sorry, but that is reality. Like, help the turtle. You think the turtle doesn't want to hear the truth, but he does. No one doesn't. I mean, unless you're wicked, no one doesn't want to not hear the truth. Tell the turtle the truth. But tell him, like, it's okay. You're not prevented from having all the rights and privileges afforded to you as a turtle. Yeah, I think I made my point, which was, what is my point? That the truth is something, and it's higher than your speculation, and it's higher than what you think you ought to do. And when you understand it fully, You don't have to be swayed by people's weird whatevers, and it'll keep you out of trouble. It'll keep you from nonsense. And when people are just being contrary, sometimes it's not contrary for contrariness sake. Sometimes both options are wrong, or all options are wrong, or people are just missing the point. And it's very easy to miss the point. I guess it's just human nature, I guess, to miss the point. So I don't know, just food for thought. I don't have a thing of what to apply that to, or what. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I could think of a few if I thought about it, but there's actually a lot of things like this that exist in our current world, I think. So that's all I wanted to say. It's 15 minutes long, but it could have been 30. So you're welcome.